It's been a couple months since I have done a book haul on my channel, so we are going to be doing all the books I got in March and April. It is quite a huge stack, so make sure you grab your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you need, and let's dive into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am going to try to rapid fire all these books that I got, because if not, we would be here for probably an hour, hour and a half, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me ramble for that long. So we're just gonna get to it. Make sure you check my description box for all of my links, including my Discord that Vanessa has created. Come talk to us over there. Fable is down there if you want to join our book club. Patreon, Pango Books, I have a few books up there for sale if you want to catch any of those. Just check everything out down below. So in the month of March and April, I got 2 arcs that I am so ecstatic for. They came from Entangled Publishing, which is also Red Tower Books. It's an imprint of Entangled Publishing. I am so excited about this. I read an e-arc of this book, and then like a week later, I had the physical copy in my hand, and that is The Neverlist by Jade Presley. Whenever I got this box, you guys, at the post office, I was screaming, literally. People probably thought that I got a bomb in the mail. I don't know, but I'm so happy because this was a 5-star read for me. And even though I had already read the e-arc, I was so happy to get this from Red Tower Books. So thank you so much, Red Tower, for sending this to me. And then in April, I don't know what lottery I won. Maybe I should have been playing the lottery and the Powerball, because as lucky as I was, I cannot believe that. Again, this is a Red Tower Books, but I haven't read this book yet. It releases this month. I don't know if it's already released. I think maybe it released this week, possibly. But that is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I haven't read this yet. I need to get to it, especially now that I have a physical copy of it. What makes this so wild is this is a numbered arc. Let me see if I can find it. This is number 1604 of 2500. So there were only 2500 of these arcs that were sent out, which that number sounds like a lot, but compared to how many people wanted this book, I couldn't believe it. So it just says on here, you know, please note that this is an advanced reader copy. It is not finished. And then also in here, it has a letter from the author. I don't know if the letter is going to be bound into the normal copies or not, but I'm pretty excited for that. So I need to get to Shield of Sparrows immediately. And also, again, thank you so much, Red Tower, for sending this to me. Okay, so those were all of the arcs I believe I got in March and April, which I'm happy with. Those 2 made my entire first half of the year. I don't know what else could make anything better than that. So let's just rapid fire these books, okay? I have 2 huge stacks down here and a stack up here. This one is the Moonlight book box of April, and it is Beyond Those Gilded Walls by Jessica Taylor. I have already read this book back in the beginning of January, I believe, so you should be able to see that in my January wrap-up. I really enjoyed this. I think it's a standalone. Possibly, don't quote me on that, but it was so good. I absolutely loved it. It was about a girl who it's kind of like a dystopian-esque type story, but in like a fantastical setting. Basically, she's living in this town where there is this sickness, and she is taking care of her mother. Her brothers are living away because her mom is sick with the sickness. And basically, if you get the sickness, you're not really intending to live. You will eventually die. There is a cure in the castle, and only the elite have access to it. So our girl is taking care of her mother and is being blamed by her brothers. Her mother unfortunately passes, and her brothers come back to live at the home. They are horrible to her. The oldest brother blames her for everything, tells her that she is going to go be basically a slave in the castle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Basically banishes her from the home, and all she wants to do is take care of her brothers like she promised her mother. And so she goes to the castle trying to infiltrate the elite, get a cure, things happen. It's a good story. I really enjoyed this. I didn't even realize that it had a shadow cat on the back, which is definitely very prevalent in this story. So I'm so excited that Moonlight did a special edition of this, Beyond Those Gilded Walls. I also did a order with Midnight Whispers many months ago where they were offering editions of their Apolycon editions of these 2 books. So they finally shipped and I'm so happy. We have The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. This was the Apolycon edition. Of course, I didn't go to Apolycon, but that was really nice of the company to offer that to people. And the end pages are absolutely beautiful. It, of course, is not signed, but it does say this edition is printed exclusively for Apolycon 2025. You have all of this beautiful artwork. I hope that I can go to a Polycon one day. That's on my bucket list, honestly. And I think it won't be this year that I'll try to get tickets, but I think next year I will. And then The Last Lost Girl by Casey L. Bond. I love Casey. She is such a beautiful soul. I met her at Authors in the Bluegrass a couple years ago. She's one of the kindest souls that I know, and the foiled dust jacket, these are just gorgeous, you guys. I love it. I haven't read this book yet, but I couldn't pass up getting a special edition. And of course, I had to finish off my trilogy of Fearless by Lauren Roberts, which is the 3rd and final book in the Powerless trilogy. Nothing special about it. It is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which includes special content. I don't know what special content is in here, but I have heard some mixed reviews of people that have already read this book. So in April, we did a random acts of kindness month because it was my birthday month, and we had a couple of my subscribers that participated in this. I had a spreadsheet that was linked in the description box of my April videos, and you can add your first name and your wish list to it, but you have to gift someone on there. And I did get gifted an ebook from Vanessa. However, I'm sorry, Vanessa, I don't have my phone on me to say it, but thank you so much. I've already thanked you 1,000 times anyway. But I also got one in the mail from my wish list, and it is from Tara, and she said, "Happy birthday. This book was my first 5-star read of the year, and I hope you love it just as much as I do." And that is The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano. Hope I'm not saying that wrong. I know that I added this to my wish list from one of the booktubers I watch had read this. I don't know anything about it. It's a fantasy romance or maybe even a paranormal romance. This cover, you guys. This cover. I just could not resist. I then was also talking to an author on Instagram, and I had sent her a DM probably like 4 months ago, maybe 5. I had read her book in, I think, September possibly as an art, and I loved it so much. I had sent her a message. I never got a reply back, which is okay because I don't expect authors to stop their writing process or what's going on in their lives to respond to just little old me, but she did. She responded just recently, and such a sweet soul, and that was Shay Halsey. I hope I say that right. The White Wolf's Wrath is the book that I ARC read, and I am desperate for book 2. And I had asked her, hey, can I purchase a signed copy? And she sent me one. I am so excited. The White Wolf's Woe, I believe is book 2, will be coming out soon. So if you love Celtic mythology and folklore, you love fantasy romance, you love possibly a Why Choose. I asked her if it was going that way, and of course she wouldn't tell me. I am so excited about this. So I am just suggesting for everyone, go pick up The White Wolf's Wrath. It is worth the read. I then also had purchased from the Book Cove, I believe. They were doing like an overstock sale a couple months ago, and I ended up picking up All the Chaos of Constellations by Hilary Raymer. This is book 1 in the Starstorm series. I don't know anything about this, but I could not pass this up. I was absolutely floored by the interior artwork. It is signed. I just love this first book. So I'm hoping that I end up loving this book as well. On the back it says, "Do not compare her to sunshine and rainbows when she is so clearly moonlight and stardust." I hope I love this book. I had a little bit of points that I could convert into money at the Bookish box. Whenever your subscriptions go through every month, if you make purchases every month at the Bookish box, you earn points. And after so many points, you can get so much percentage off or so many dollars off. So I took it upon myself, since I absolutely loved The Never List by Jade Presley, to purchase Her Villains by Jade Presley. I think these are still available on the Bookish box website, which I do have a link in my description box. If you click it, you can use my code where you get 10% off the entire website. So definitely go do that. And if you like white shoes, definitely go pick up some Jade Presley. But I could not resist as soon as I saw that they still had this edition available. So I picked it up immediately because I was still coming off that high from the Never List. And then you have reverse dust jacket art. I'm excited. I don't know why she's blue. I don't know what race she is, but it says Her Villains is a why choose fantasy with enemies to lovers themes, some violence, and steamy scenes for readers 18 plus. So definitely go in at your own risk. It's a thin book, so I'm just excited. Of course, I had already had this pre-ordered before I ever read the book, but I got the Never List, the deluxe edition that has the edges to it. I love this, especially the artwork of the 4 heirs. Oh my goodness. I love them so much, and you can definitely tell who is who by their colors. I could not get enough of this edition. It's the same on the back. I'm so happy that I own the deluxe edition, and I'm hoping some book boxes pick this up because I want all the pretty editions. I then forgot that I had sold my Book of the Month edition of this book. So since the newest one came out in a Barnes & Noble exclusive that I think is gorgeous, I had to pick up the first one, which is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Of course, I've already read this, but I wanted to have paperbacks that match. I did read Enchantra in April, which you can go watch my April wrap up on my thoughts for that. But I had to pick up Phantasma to have a matching set. I then picked up an anthology that clearly is way too big for one book, so they had to have 2, but it has over 30 authors in here of fantasy and paranormal romance, and they did it for Zoe. It was a fundraiser for her, but unfortunately Zoe had passed away. So I think all the proceeds were going to the family or to the funds to help the family. So definitely go pick up either the ebook or the physical book if they are still available on Amazon, because it will help the family out in this tragic time. But that is Bewitched Blooms Volume 1 and Volume 2. Look how thick these things are. Volume 1 features works by Briar Boleyn, Lindsay Hall, C.N. Crawford, Emberly Ash, R.A. Rain, K.T. Host, Melanie Marr, Isla Elric, Phelan Fay, C.L. Briar, Rosalind Sterling, Sean J. Romeo, L.J. Swallow, Evelyn Silver, Enna Hawthorne, Roz McLaren, Anya Clara, and M.A. Brown. That's just the first volume. And then volume 2 features Briar Boleyn, Sarah Fox, Whit Stanfield, R.J. Rogan, Olena Nikitin, Lena Kazak, Katie Rogan, Sabrina Bosk, Nymph Rose. I'm probably butchering some of these names. Jane Starwing, Chiara Forestieri, Nikki Lennox, Gretchen Powell Fox, Tempest Rain, and Rhiannon Hargaden. Tempest Rain? Where is my phone? I think Tempest Rain is in my street team, arc, beta team, whatever we are with Vela Roth. I need to go check that out because I've never read anything by her. I need to go check that out because I think her and I were having a conversation and I didn't realize she was also an author. Have I read the Shatter Me series? No. Do I need to read the Shatter Me series? Yes. Did I need to get a deluxe edition of Watch Me by Tahara Mafi, which is a new Shatter Me novel? I did not need to, but I did. So it's a beautiful edition. I absolutely love it. I wish I knew what this was all about so I could even be more hyped about it. I don't want to read anything on the back because I don't want to be spoiled, but this deluxe edition is gorgeous. I am still on the fence if I am going to stay with the Owlcrate Romance Quarterly Edition. Vanessa has been raving about this book. I kid you not. How our conversations have went the past couple days is we'll talk about something and then she'll be like, this book was amazing. I just finished it. And I'm like, cool, I'll pick it up soon. Then like, we'll be talking about something else and then she'll tell me, I really loved this book. And I'm like, maybe I need to read this book because she's told me like 15 times now, which is great because I want to find new books that I will love. So this is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I do love the artwork on this. I don't know how well it compares to the story. I really have to say Owlcrate really went above and beyond. But I've never read anything by B.K. Borison, so I don't know their writing style. I don't know if I will love it. I know that they had the Love Light series, like Love Light Farms, In the Weeds, Mixed Signals, and Business Casual. I guess maybe I need to check this book out because Vanessa has been raving about it. So everyone listen to Vanessa and go pick this book up because she absolutely loves it. I'm going to tell you what, I love this artwork. Maybe if I don't even like it, I might keep it. I then got my Romantasy book for April from Fairy Loot, and of course it's a controversial book. Why not? That is Firebird by Juliet Cross. This, I think, has some explicit things about it that are very controversial right now. I think it is because of a slave-master-slave relationship. 100% understand why that is probably not okay. They do a different colorway of the original cover, and of course it is signed by the author also. I just watched Becca in the Books read this and she liked it, but she didn't like love it to want to continue on. But she did talk in length about what the controversial situations are about. I may go in knowing that and seeing what I think. I did not even know I pre-ordered this book, but I did, and it is the Waterstones signed exclusive edition of Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent, which I have already read this book. Absolutely loved it. It is signed. Oh, I love the naked hardcover. Okay. That's gorgeous. So I'm really happy to add it to my Crowns of Nyaxia series that I have, but I forgot that I ordered the signed edition. One of my pre-orders came in, which I did just see Tori from Tori Between Pages read this, and she absolutely loved it. And that is House of Blight by Maxim M. Martineau. Nothing special about the edition. I'm ready to get into it. She said that it was gothic and a portal fantasy, or maybe a fantasy romance. All I know is I heard gothic and romance and I was in. So I also got the Waterstones edition of this book because I needed to finish off my series, which is Fearless, again, by Lauren Roberts. It is beautiful. The flowers are glittery. It has pink sprayed edges. The best thing about the Waterstones edition is not just that, but it also has a exclusive reverse dust jacket, which is beautiful, and I have been flipping them around on the other one, so I'll probably do that with this one. Again, I don't really want to read what the back of it is about before I get to it because I need to read book 2 first. The Arcane Society editions of The Witch Collector and City of Ruin by Charissa Weeks. I haven't read this one either, but Arcane does a absolute beautiful job on anything that they do. I have heard so many people rave about this. It is signed on the end papers. I've heard so many people rave about it. I want to read it, but I have so many series that I'm in the middle of. I need to do something like Becca in the Books is doing, or like a lot of booktubers are doing, where they're like, I'm gonna read through my TBR, kind of like shelve it or scrap it, or read it or unhaul it. I need to do something like that, but I don't really want to copy someone else's content, so I gotta find a way to make it unique. And then you have City of Ruin which is also beautiful. And I think there's 2 other books in this series that maybe they're gonna let us add on as well later on. So I'm hoping I end up liking this series. I didn't know that I pre-ordered this, but this is the 3rd book in the Kingdom of Crow series, House of Striking Oaths, and it just has the sprayed edges to it. I have the other 2 editions, so nothing fancy, but it's gonna go into my collection of books that I need to read. I then got the Owl Crate Romantasy quarterly book in. I only subscribe to the romance and romantasy. I did not do horror or sci-fi because they are not for me, but this one is Exquisite Ruin. I do not know if I'm going to want to read this because I think it's a Minotaur retelling and I'm kind of not into monsters like that. I know that I'll read about fae that have wings, but like Minotaurs, it's more like a wolf shifter thing because, you know, they're animals or like part animal. So I don't know, but I want to at least give it a try because I did have it on my most anticipated books of 2025 before I even knew what it was about. I then got my signed pre-order edition in of one of these lovely authors that I actually follow on YouTube. This is their debut book. They did a lot of like Sims content. I'm obsessed with The Sims, but that is Voice of the Ocean by Kelsey and Peacha K. There's nothing really fancy about the edition, but I did order a signed copy. So I am so happy to get into this. This is like a Little Mermaid retelling, but she doesn't end up with the prince. I think she ends up with the villain, I think. And then finally, from like 6 or 7 months ago, whenever Fairy Loot was doing like their Trove sale, I was able to finally complete my Fairy Loot set of Holly Black. I got the Stolen Heir. I can't believe they had any copies left. So it matches the Iron editions I got in. It matches all of that, which actually, did I show you guys my Iron editions? I don't think I did, because I think I got my Iron editions in March. So I am sorry that they're already on my shelf. We have exclusive end paper art on here, and it is the same on the back. And I believe that there is a bound-in letter from the author that's also signed. But just know that this matches the entire Iron set. I'm pretty excited to own this. I then also backed a Kickstarter a while ago, and it finally came in, which was from Michelle Hercules, and it's her Gifted Academy series. We have like artwork, we have bookmarks. I can't show you really a whole lot because it's like not safe for work artwork, but you get the omnibus. That was what she was doing a deluxe omnibus set. And I think this is a Why Choose that has like an academy setting. Everything is gorgeous in here. Look at this. It is so beautiful. I actually like the reverse dust jacket a little bit more. I don't know why I like the cartoony vibe. It finally came in. I always get scared whenever I back Kickstarters sometimes because I'm like, is this finally gonna be the one that I do? And then like I don't get anything in the mail, but thankfully I did. But I also added on, because a lot of authors do add-ons for their Kickstarters. So I got the entire paperback set in the, what is it, kind of like the graphic version. So you have Savage Games, Reckless Times, you have Broken Nights. They all have sprayed edges. And you have Hateful Heroes, Ruthless Idols, and then you have Wicked Gods. I've never read this series, but I was like, since this is the only time these are gonna be offered, we're just gonna add it on. And then while I was on the Fairy Loot website several months ago, just perusing as one does, seeing what they still have left over from their sales, I picked up a series that yet again I haven't read, but I couldn't pass it up, and that is whatever the Nisha J. Tooley set is. Is that like the Artifacts of Oronos? I don't know how to say it. But anyway, I don't even know what order these go in, but you have Tale of the Heart Queen, all by Nisha J. Tooley. They are stunning editions, you guys. I could not pass them up, even though I've never read this series. And are they all signed? No, probably just book 1 is signed. You have some hardcover artwork. And then the next one that we have is Fate of the Sun King. I don't know what number this is, but I'm gonna tell you what, these editions are stunning. I love them. I love them so much, and I hope that I end up loving the stories as well in here. Do these follow all of the same characters, or are they like standalones in the same world? Can someone let me know below, because all these books look like they're in a different world and that they would be like a whole different story. So I don't know. This one's my favorite. Rule of the Aurora King. I love the artwork on this one. I'm just obsessed with auroras and the night sky anyway. Let me know below, are these all following the same plot and same characters, or are we getting different ones? And you have Trial of the Sun Queen, which I think might be book 1. Don't quote me on that though. This one has beautiful artwork as well. And I do think that I heard people say that there are like deadly trials in the first one that she has to go through to be queen. I wouldn't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard. We're on to the last little bit that we have. So I did my book of the month. I ended up getting 3 books. I don't know what was with me in April. Don't ask me. I don't know. But we have the Griffin Sisters Greatest Hits by Jennifer Weiner. I don't even know why I picked this up. We're gonna find out. And then I also picked up their Book of the Year special edition of The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This has sprayed edges and everything. I have heard this is like a literary fiction, so I'm excited. I dabble a little bit into lit fic. It suits my tastes, if that makes sense. And then I also picked up, because Carrie from Carrie Can Read, Carrie Reads, I don't know what her YouTube channel is, but she was talking about Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte Conahy. Anyway, it's supposed to be like where a lady like comes washing up onto these shores of this island where they have like a seed bank where they're, you know, trying to like keep mankind going in the event of an apocalypse. And I guess it's like a thriller type thing. So I'm excited to try this. I also got the Fairy Loot edition of Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. I have already read this in April. You can, again, go watch my April wrap-up. I love this because it is turning into wide shoes, and I'm a sucker for wide shoes. I don't know why. I'm just a sucker for it. But you have beautiful end paper artwork, and it is signed by the author. And then also you have a hardcover with gold foil design on it. And of course, this deals with Greek gods and an academy setting. I love this so much. And I raved about one of the audio narrators who voices one of the male characters in here, Teddy Hamilton. I love Teddy Hamilton's voice. I then got Bookish Box December box because I get the Bookish and the Darkly box bound together, so mine always comes a lot later than everyone else's. I do see that December's Darkly box was knotted by Pam Godwin, which I have on my Pango Books account because I have no interest in reading that. But we have the Bookish one, which is White Horse Black Knight. I don't know how I feel about this artwork. I always rave about their customizations that they do, but this one kind of makes me feel different, and it's kind of like Lady Godiva. Like, the girl is going to meet her fiance, like future husband, and she's being escorted, but she has to do it naked. Why naked? So here is the naked hardcover, but I like the reverse dust jacket art. I think I might reverse it because that's gorgeous. I will say that. So I'm curious, why is she naked? Why does she have to be naked? Do I need to read the book to find out why she has to be naked the whole time that she's traveling across this country? On the back it says, "What do you do with sleeping gods? Pray they don't awaken." I'm intrigued now. Somehow I have another edition, Fearless, the Waterstones edition. So I am going to be putting this up on my Pango Books account because I do not need two. I might see if Vanessa wants it. But then again, she won't have a matching set. And Vanessa, if I know anything about Vanessa, she wants matching sets. She doesn't want a mix match. I will put this on my Pango Books account if she's not interested. And then Fairy Loot's adult fantasy book came in, and that is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I don't know if I'm going to read this book or not. I don't think it's gonna be my vibe, to be honest with you. I guess we'll see. It does have end paper artwork. It does have artwork on the hardcover, and then it does have a reverse dust jacket that's a different colorway of what the original cover looks like. I don't know. I've heard people say kind of what this book is about, and I don't know if I would like it or not. Money is the family business, magic is the family curse. So I don't know if it's my vibe, but we'll just see. The last two books that I have to show you, which unfortunately, like we found out with my Iron editions of Folk of the Air series from Fairy Loot, I have already put several books that I purchased or got in from book boxes, what have you, in March and April. They're already on my shelf, so I don't remember which ones they are, so I apologize that this isn't like the full scope. From Bookish Box, I got the pre-orders of Onyx and Obsidian in. Of course, I put this in like a year ago, so they're always so far behind, but that's okay. I love their editions. They are catching up though. I will say that. You get the shipping updates every week, and they are catching up. So I will give them that. But this is a beautiful edition. I don't know if I'm gonna like it because me and Jennifer L. Armentrout, we don't mesh sometimes with her writing style. I do like that reverse dust jacket. It's kind of like X-Files. So is this about aliens? Someone tell me, is this about aliens? Like, what is this about? I know nothing about it. I just saw what it would look like and I was like, add to cart. So is this about aliens? And then you have Obsidian, which is book 2. And it is gorgeous. I really, really love the customizations on here. I feel like it's kind of the same, looking the same whenever you look at it, but just kind of like in different stances. But what is happening here? Is it about aliens? I need to know. I think I need to go research this because if it's about aliens, like an alien romance, I might just pick it up to make sure that I like it because, like I said, I'm not a From Blood and Ash fan by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I think I read another book by her and I didn't like it. Hopefully I like these. All right, everyone, those are all the books that I at least remembered to keep out. I'm sorry that I didn't have the full haul for you. I just got to putting books on my shelves for moving in, and things got a little wacky. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this book haul? Are you excited to read any of these books with me? Have you read any of them? If you do not want to leave a comment, but you want to at least let me know you are here, leave me the alien emoji. I need to research this. I wonder if they really are about aliens or not. So leave me that emoji below. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.